obviously a big game on a Sunday, Coach. When you look at what Texas brings to the table, what are some of the things that you guys have to focus on to come out victorious?
First, you got to understand what Texas and A&M is all about. And that's about a rivalry, that's bragging rights, that is kids that have grown up together, most of them in Texas high schools, played summer ball or all-star games together. And any sport, that's what it's all about. You've got to feel what that rivalry is all about. And I think it's going to be good that they're going to be back into the SEC. And I think as coaches, we like to eat pressure for breakfast, and that's every day. And this is what this game is going to be about. How can we handle their pressure that they put on you for 94 feet? We faced that against DePaul. We've faced that a little against one other team we played this year. But until you have Rory Harmon in your kitchen sink there pressuring you hard down there, and she's a freshman, or Warren, who takes more charges than anybody in the country, they've just got a very good team. They're deep and they're talented. And Coach Schaefer's done a great job, but I've never seen a bad Texas team in any sport. And so I've never seen a bad A&M team in any sport. So this is what it's about, rivalry, seeing where we are. By far, this will be the best team we've played so far. And this is what we want. We want that competition before we get to the SEC to see what we're going to need to get better. It is not the most important game of the year, but it's the most important rivalry and bar-setting game of the year. Where are we? Can we run an offense against pressure? Can we defend their transition? Can our inside players that have been going against 6'2" and under, can we learn to go against larger kids like we're going to see in the SEC? How's that for a ramble?
That's perfect.
You've talked before about you don't want to shoot a high percentage of three, you want to shoot a high percentage. Playing the kind of man defense they play, are you going to be able to get enough threes for this game? Because all the games you won, threes have been pretty much an important part. So how does your three-point game going to work
Well,
against this?
The games we were playing, people were trying to take away our inside game, take our drives away, and they were going to see could we hit the kick-out threes or at least make the pass to be able to attempt that three. And I think we've done a very good job. So you're going to take something away. Whether you're looking at the Cowboy game last night, which I know you probably were not, but I was, New Orleans was going to take the run away. But that opens up the passing lane. So you can't take everything away. It doesn't matter what sport, you're going to have to give up something. And yes, I want to shoot the threes, but I just as soon hit 5 out of 10 threes and be able to have balance inside and out and be able to get them in a little bit of foul trouble inside than to say 9 out of 18 and their post players are able to play just by fronting us or three-quartering us or with a lot of help. I want balance. Where we got to get better, transition basketball. We've got to score some easy baskets. We're having to work too hard, particularly in the last 5 games, of getting everything done on the half-court offense. I want to be able to open it up. I want to be able to run a little bit more efficiently than what we've done so far.
You mentioned what a big test this is for your team. Isn't it then, because if I'm Vic, I'm going to try to take your three-point shots away, particularly. So isn't it more tenfold to your inside people? Isn't this game more important to see where they stand than just about
I think so.
portion?
I think so, and it depends on, are the driving lanes are gonna be open? Can we avoid the charges that Warren takes? She's everywhere trying to take charges, or like back in the day where Sidney Carter would do for us, or what Jordan Nixon is doing for us now. How much can you risk always taking charges with your better players? And go back to the first of that
I
question.
just was, is your post game, you said it's important for the whole team,
It's
tenfold more for your inside players.
okay. Like last night, I watched the LSU
I
game.
watched a little bit of that.
Okay, their post game looked all right, but LSU won the game with a guard play.
Correct.
Most games are won with the guard play unless you happen to have a Brittany Griner or a Leah Boston and just keep feeding it inside. Then that's going to open up the three-point shot. Or are we going to be able to keep feeding it inside and have one-on-one opportunities? Or is it going to be double team where we can pass out to the open threes? And that's what we've been able to do so far. When we get to the SEC, it's not going to be a lot of double teams. It's just woman on woman down there in the hole. And can you score against 6'4", 6'5"? We're going to see a little bit of everything. But the biggest thing is, can we run a half-court offense and be consistent and be efficient? They want to make you do what you do not want to do. Okay? They want you to have to score. You might score a couple of easy baskets or a backdoor or something like that, and you think, boy, we got them. And then all of a sudden you turn it over 3 out of the next 4 possessions. That's his game, and he's very good at it. Now, can we stop their dribble drive offense? The same thing he ran at Mississippi State is the same thing he runs at Texas. And it just depends. Can we get in front, fill the gaps, hope that their shooters are not shooting as well from outside, and rebound the basketball against big-time athletes, because he will send 4 to the boards a lot of times, particularly if the guard is driving. 4 coming to the boards, he'll worry about that last one getting back because he expects to make the shot, then get into his 94-foot press. So you don't have to be back if you know you're pressing anyway. So keep them up there to get offensive boards.
Yeah, we're going to run this on ASO, but can you just tell the people why coming out on Sunday is so important?
You know, when I first took the job, I was going door to door, standing in front of stores, and I thought winning at the highest level, playing in the best conference in the country, was now enough that people would want to support, particularly knowing this is your biggest rival. LSU's not our biggest rival. It is still Texas, our biggest rival. And I think people would want their kids or the older people in their lives want to say, I want to make sure I see the next Texas and A&M event, whether it's swimming or equestrian, or it can't be equestrian, but see what they've missed. It doesn't mean you have to play in football in a bowl game. We got to play Texas. Why? You play wherever you haven't been before. If it's going to the Citrus Bowl or somewhere, what is good for your team and your fans, and that's what a bowl in football is all about. Patting your kids on the back and whatever it does to get a head start for next year. We want to play this game as a measuring stick for how good we are before we play Vanderbilt on the 29th. Did I halfway answer that question right? Or
Yeah.
I missed part of it, I know I
Can you
did.
tell, or I'm gonna run this exact part, so anyone see the Saturday night. If someone's undecided on why they should come, like kind of sell them on coming out to the game. And I know you said on Wednesday you wanted 10, 12,000.
Yes. We deserve it. You deserve it as a fan to be able to see this type of competition. Older Aggies, this is why you moved back here, to be able to see college highlights instead of being in Dallas and Houston and playing for pro prices to go to those games. This is 90% of your crowd has to come from Bryan College Station or a 25-mile radius. In the game of basketball, men, women, anytime, it has to come from within. And what else do you have better to do? Yellowstone doesn't start until 7 o'clock. Okay? And other than that, folks, come on out. Go to church. Go eat you a good meal. And wear your tennis shoes, because it's going to take every one of you to play hard in the stands. We need, if I could bring those 3,600 elementary kids back, I'd bring them back as well, because that's what it's going to take to get us senior citizens standing up. If I'm not mistaken, those same 109,000 people that are at football games, do you see how much they stand up during the ball games? I want the same thing at a basketball game. Buzz wants the same thing at his games. Stand up and be a difference maker.
Nailed it.